Greetings everyone. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is Beefy Steve, also known in the toxic wastelands that is Summoner's Rift as Flying Breadstick. But that is not important. What is important is that I am nothing more than just another content creator who makes League of Legends videos filled with bad puns and horrible jokes, also known as quality content. Thus I welcome you fine ladies and gentlemen to my first video on this channel. But beware, there are more to follow. If by any chance you come to like what you see, be sure to slap the everlasting crap out of that like button, click the Liberty Bell, and subscribe to win a free toaster. I mean, to stay updated on future uploads. Attention! I forgot to mention that I am a Heartstock Silver player. How Heartstock am I? Remember the movie 127 Hours with James Franco? Imagine that, just with 4 more random people stuck right beside me, making my life even worse than Donald Trump's time as President of the United States. But not everyone else is to blame, for I suck more than a hooker on opening night of a new sex club. I just wanted to warn you that the footage you are about to see is harmful to anyone who plays this emotionally crippling suburban mom of a game in gold elo or higher. You have been warned. Enjoy. For my first video, I decided to take it to the bot lane, or better known as the lane where 4 morons run about missing more shots than a 21-year-old on her first night hitting the clubs. I might not be an ADC main, but I thought, what the hell, right? But to my pleasure, there is this one guy who skipped school after the first 2 minutes and as a result cannot count to the number 5. The rest of my team consists of Bolvar Fordragon the Lich King, Goldie Roger, Bambi's challenged cousin, and a chick in golden armor that worships the sun more than the amount of chicken nuggets an entire family or a 500-pound World of Warcraft player can order at McDonald's. Our enemy team had some players as well. The stage was set, and I was ready for the biggest regret of my day so far, playing ADC in League of Legends. As for my runes, I chose to go Dark Harvest, because like a member of Scientology, I like to collect souls from anyone dumb enough to open their door for me. Taste of Blood, since I can't get it out of my mouth no more, Eyeball Collection for my wife's new necklace, and Ravenous Hunter to show more often that the number 5 does not exist in my dictionary. For secondary, I went Precision with Presence of Mind, something missing in most of my low elo games, and Coup de Grace to make last hitting enemy champions easier, but you will see that it has no effect on those little cult members called minions. I will miss a lot of them. Also damage. More damage is more 4. The game starts with our hippity hoppity putting you to sleep on my property knockoff Bambi contesting a pile of seaweed with a Neospatian aqua dolphin. It seems like the little fish stick wants to evolve and get on land, but since the theory of evolution has not spread to everyone these days, he tends to keep his feet wet, and my chamber stays loaded. The prancing prankster then wishes to lure him on land with a yellow bait, but he just won't bite. I start unloading on the cult members only to miss 2 out of 3. Believe it or not, I have done worse in the past, ending this first sequence by answering Little Red Riding Hook's question of what equals 2 plus 2. My golden-breasted support tells me that she never wants to have children because she doesn't want to quit her job, and demonstrates that by chucking her extendable sword at the next roaming child she sees. I respect her decision by unloading a barrage of shots at the little daycare escapee, and to execute the will of my lady partner in crime, I burn my flash to finish her off, but my support's fiery personality was too hot for the toddler, and I am left to the mercy of her purple-nurple ladybug friend. Fast forward a bit and I got myself back to lane only to see that the ladybug has gone missing. Little Miss Bear Pusher seems to look for a wild Teddiursa in the tall grass, but finds only a sharp pain in form of a huge blade piercing her like Sephiroth did to Mario in the latest Smash Ultimate reveal trailer. I follow up with my own personal ray of stay, and this time get the job done myself. A few minutes later we reunite on bot lane to represent my favorite number of players on the screen when my support shows her hatred for children once more. Unfortunately, I am a few steps behind as I show my undying talent of missing important skill shots to secure what would have been an easy picking. The enemy's scythe-wielding psychopath goes full Skyrim and I decide to return to base, and as it seems I do sometimes show some sort of awareness. For a few seconds later the alien insect queen has informed her friends that there is supposed to be a party down on bot. But all they find left was a few hooded hooligans, a dancing piece of roadkill, and the statue I always wanted anyone to build in my honor. Our bot lane shenanigans seem to have attracted the attention of the gardening lunatic, so he pays a surprise visit and asks to be paid for his work, so I contribute both my summoner spells. He seems satisfied and leaves to find new work. Afterwards we show the kindergartner what it feels like to have her life flash before her eyes. I ding and whip up my little friend to try and score a cool secure, but all I find in the dark is the queen of the swarm, and she is not taken down that easily. We venture up north to see how Scottish Bambi is doing. She finally caught the attention of the sea-dwelling Power Ranger. He's a slippery one, but we managed to make sure that he won't escape to the sea this time. I strut back to lane only to be greeted by the ladybug's warm embrace. I think of going home to have a nice cup of tea, when the heliocentric heroine decides she wants to take a second job in pest control. We squish the Kerrigan cosplayer and are left only with the young ass of a lass. We bruise and scar her. Our top laner even sends a barrage of bullets straight from the Grand Line. But I remember the time I got pushed off a swing set when I was 3 years old, so my traumatic experience makes me vagina out of the fight. Ironically, had I been 4 years old back then, it might have turned out well after all. My team thinks it might not be a good idea to overstay my welcome, and so informs me calmly to take my leave. And while the Scythe for Sore Eyes takes down a performance-enhanced scuttle crab, the mechanized moron thinks that on a scale of 1 to 10 it might be a fission great idea to pay a visit down bot, only to leave with an empty net. Meanwhile, our resident pirate thinks he has not fed the enemy team enough and gets stuck between a rock and a hard place only to blow his load all over with no effect and perish into the great beyond. Our prancing prick whiffs a Gungan grenade into nothing and the hunted wants to become the hunter. But she forgot that wall beats deer and so she chucks another blue ball at Groundkeeper Gruesome, but misses that one as well, so both decide their work here is done. I start looking around for a new Pokestop and a purple beam of steam informs me that there is a Charizard nearby, but I already have 4 of those and I politely decline the offer. To show my expertise furthermore, I whiff my W right past the slowed Insect Queen and hit the bear throwing infant instead. There are days where I believe I am a good low elo player only to be reminded by myself that I know better. Meanwhile, Captain Barbossa keeps showing that rock beats drunk sailor 4 out of 3 times. If you don't know what this means, neither do I, but it's a fact. Our Skippity sleeping pill heard the rumors that there is a wild Charizard in the rift, so she tries to take it down, but the edgy gardener comes to throw a quick Master Ball and takes the claim that he single-handedly took down this fire-breathing lizard. I take my job as a professional eyewitness very seriously, and I punish him for his unsportsmanlike behavior. The Scales to Tip the Whales mentions that the catch was legit, but I just shout forward him and he is quickly silenced. Then a Bug's Life and Winnie the Pooh try to take me down, but she has never heard of the Circle of Life and doesn't know that it ends with her ultimate demise. Then the little toddler that could thinks her bare ass of a children's toy can finish me off, but with a quick and totally necessary flash, I show her that my 4 might be good, but my 3 is nothing to laugh at either, and so she falls, which makes the honey-licking carpet mad and he tears me a new one. But I am an ADC, and all I have to say to that is worth. This was also the first time in the match where I thought that building Gale Force might have been the way to go, but then I thought every bright sun gets the eclipse sooner or later, so I did as well. The voice in my head tells me that a shiny Blastoise has been spotted mid, so I quickly venture forth to take a good and up-close look at that. On my way mid, Rudy the Scottish Reindeer said she has a used but good Xbox 360 for me, but when I got that sucker, all I was left with was a red ring of death. I took my frustration mid, where we gutted the hopping cyberfish while Blastoise used Headbutt, but hurt itself in its confusion. Now take a good look at this ult of mine, and tell me honestly why I don't belong in an elo higher than silver.
Nope. Nope. Nope.
I know, right? Should be at least diamond if you ask me. A few minutes later my support wishes to demonstrate that the bear and the Annie Fair should not fly too close to the sun, and like the wings of Icarus, we melt them in a puddle of iron. The ladybug thinks that she has escaped certain doom, but I show her that I can count to 4, and even though Henry, my big curtain caller, can't get the job done, I push her under tower, snort some of the good stuff, and put her to sleep. Then me and Sonny McGee take down the tower and move on to the Dragon's Den to perform a total shit show of low elo combat. Fast forward and finally I am fed as F-boy when Rocky Bad Boya jumps headfirst into battle. I run to safety and greet them with Henry as I hear Little Red Riding Horse Grandma telling her to hurry home because it's getting late. So I send her on her way wondering how fast children can disappear when a number-shouting lunatic yells at them. Cypher proclaims that he is in love with our hot stuff of a mid laner and says he wants to be inside of him, but I say gross, no homo, and send him back to base. We take on the current King of the Ring when we are greeted by the walking Mount Rush base, and since I am pretty huge, I decide that 1v1ing him is a great idea. But no matter my own strength, I am still just a Marks dude, and tanks are still as busted as my kneecaps were after this fight. So I fall, only to come back and get greeted by a shark-throwing water dweller in a space armor and fall again. Fortunately, my team can make quick use of the purple crack that gets our cult members really excited, and with a final siege, I call out Henry again, take a quick sidestep from Big McLarch and stomp his thorny ass as we march down Victory Road and tell the enemy team that all your base are belong to us now. Last but not least, I tell my Sunspray avoiding support that she did a golden job as I take my S- that I totally deserved with these long bars that would make every internet cafe jealous, and stare at my weird amount of takedowns, which I can't comprehend since there is not a single 4 to be found. Through the Fire and Flames smells like team spirit, and I'm just hoping that after carrying my team to this W, my upcoming 4-game losing streak won't be too hard of a kick in my saplings. Thank you guys for watching this video. I had a blast making it. I hope my kind of humor isn't too repulsive for you. If you liked what you saw, be sure to forward that like button, leave a comment of how bad a player I am. I will respond to every single one of you. And for future feeds, subscribe to my channel. The only toaster will be my computer, I promise. Have a wonderful day, don't feed the encaged tibbers. Steve out.